And we're live.
Don't lie to me.
Hello, hello.
I'm not lying, I promise.
Don't you lie to Malgor.
You lying to Malgor?
How's our bit rate looking? It's looking real choppy.
Uh-oh. Can't have that.
Yeah, I'm dropping 13% frames.
Yeah, crazy.
I'm at 60.
Hello to everyone in the stream. How y'all doing today? We having a good day?
Give us.
I sure
give us
hope
some
so.
minutes to try and fix these bit rate issues, but we should be good to go in a minute.
Working it out, because we're going to have a nice, smooth stream. It's going to be great. We're going to go on adventures. Have a good time.
Who said you're allowed to be so happy?
Well, who said you're George Carlin?
Because it's almost it is the holiday season. Hooray!
Yep, well, it is a special Christmas episode, I guess.
Is it like the spooky holiday special?
Yeah, but instead of being spooky, it's gonna be jolly. Merry and jolly.
I think it should
I'm
still be like the spooky guy narrating it. They just had to hire him again because they couldn't find anyone else, you know?
Well, I can't afford anyone else. I only have so many voices.
Robert S. Spooks.
Robert S. Spooks.
And then Torke's spiced apple pie recipe.
Yeah, James is gonna have to do
So Chinese, I say it like rice.
Christmas pudding in the face this week instead of cream.
Got some picky pudding in your face.
Mm-hmm.
I think is it still cutting out?
It's still chopping.
Uh-oh.
Hard chop.
I have it set on anything I can do.
In the meantime, everyone in the chat, say what you want for Crimbus.
Yeah.
Or whichever holiday you celebrate.
Merry Chrysler.
Merry Chrysler.
Merry Chrysler.
Crimbus.
Crimbus.
Merry Krampus.
Boombaya.
What does Gideon want for Christmas?
World peace. That's a good one.
Solid.
Oh.
See, it sounds like my dad.
You know when you get a phone with 5 cameras and you just put more on? Like that's what you
Yeah.
Chutney back not being a bug for Christmas. Can you do that for us, Rob?
Spoiler alert: Santa Claus ain't real.
Chutney Claus.
I don't know if you're allowed to say that on Twitch, bro.
Oh, God damn it! It's one of the
Terms and
conditions.
It's the Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus.
Okay, am I like dumb or like? Am I dumb or like? Is it bad that I just realized that like half a year ago I realized that like the name was Santa Claus? You know?
Have you not seen the movie?
I've seen the movie. I've seen it so many times when I was little. I just never understood that, and I was looking at the box and I was like, oh.
There you go.
Yeah, that was a rough moment in my life.
What did I tell you about the movie Home Alone?
Smooth brain moment.
Oh my gosh, it's because he's home alone in his house. Oh, that makes so much sense. Oh.
Yeah, moment of clarity.
Oh, man, I just got that one now.
I think the most amazing part of Home Alone is 2 parents being able to afford to take 9 people to Paris during the holidays.
That is a good point.
And
Economy, am
not
I
having
right?
an insane overdraft
Economy.
the second time around for $1,000 being spent.
How did they forget him a second time?
He's very forgettable.
How dare you say that?
Macaulay Culkin is watching this stream right now.
Yeah. Macaulay Culkin is sitting there like, oh, I forgot about me again.
Here comes the 3rd movie. Even though they have like 5 out now or something.
And his kids
It's only 3.
There's like
Eternal
20.
latency.
Really?
What? I know they went up to at least like 4, and I thought I heard something about a 5th
4.
one, but whoa.
I know there's a third one, but there's a fifth?
So there's apparently 5, and the 6th one is coming out in or apparently came out in 2021.
I want to see
That's
one
one with a
Macaulay
British
Culkin.
kid in it.
The
Home
Grinch,
Sweet Home Alone.
The
And
Grinch
the
has
Tiffany-
the Grinch has stolen Ryan's internet. That's what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Can you switch on to low latency or like onto latency mode?
Kind of music,
I gotta remember how to do
latency, but I
that.
keep
I
hearing
don't think I
more
could do it while
latex.
I'm in the middle of this. That's the problem.
Uh-oh.
Output, audio bitrate 6. I can lower the bitrate going out, right?
You can't do that.
My mind is still kind of blown about 6 Home Alone movies. Why y'all forgetting y'all kids?
I read
Probably.
something and like I really want like a just a grown Macaulay Culkin defending his house from 2 bandits.
Like just like an R-rated movie where he
Yeah,
kills them.
like he just
Or hear me out, a YouTube stream called
The drop frames are
Away and
reducing.
Traveling, not Home
Yeah, it looks
Alone.
like it's
Traveling.
like settling
Because he's
itself
so
out.
tired of it.
I mean, there's already
Yeah,
many
we're in
YouTube
green.
streams of just people walking around and traveling.
Yes.
No, I want him on a YouTube stream.
Oh,
like,
just Macaulay
look,
Culkin.
my
Yeah.
family's like behind me. I'm screaming into the camera, and they
I
still-
made it on the trip. The movie. Yeah.
No, he like chased them, and he's filming behind them, but they still don't notice that he's gone, and that he's right behind them too.
Y'all see that meme that was like, who would win in a fight? Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone or Predator from Alien vs. Predator? And they were like, how much prep time does Macaulay Culkin get? And I'm like, that's funny. I like that.
It's like who would win, Goku or Macaulay Culkin? And it's like, how many marbles are there?
I mean, I think it depends on how many mannequins there are in the house for the predator to ingest before he implodes.
You've never seen Predator.
Predator? Is it? Oh, Alien first.
I was about to say, Predator ingests like.
Wait, you've never seen Predator?
No, I'm thinking about.
Oh
Alien.
my gosh!
This is
what
the
the
only one I've
heck?
seen.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about the
I
Alien
love
little
Predator,
fiction
and
now.
Predator 2 is so good, like underrated. Like,
Wait,
come
which
on now.
one is
Okay,
Predator?
I think we're settled, right?
Yeah, I think so. We're
Good.
We're running it. So
We're stable. We
Apologize.
flatlined. Oh no, we flatlined. Quick, resuscitate
Clear.
the stream.
Uh-oh.
James, do a funny voice.
Wait, like.
Just talk.
Oh,
like
there
the
it is, he
funny
did it.
voice?
just talk.
He did it.
Ah, shit.
Got him. Whoa!
Buddy.
I'm gonna have to bleep that one.
I
Can't do
think we're
that
at 2
anymore.
bleeps already.
I can't. Yeah, I can. I can still edit this later.
I thought you wanted. I thought you wanted like this voice.
There we go. That's the one I wanted. So good. So,
I want to hear Praecordium in that voice.
What does Praecordium sound like underwater if that's his normal?
My name is Dylan. And I am a certified villain.
gonna have to get James, more Praecordium, a voice modulator.
Just turn Praecordium into a plasmoid. And
No,
Good to
we
go.
need to get,
Yeah, I will melt you.
a
Yeah.
partner, an alien partner on stream, and nickname her Praecordium.
Praecordium, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
It's like
Can somebody
Baymax.
change their Twitch name to Praecordium?
Praecordium, yeah.
Just
and
it's
Tick's
The love
mom,
of my life.
and I don't know,
rather than blue.
Chutney. I don't know, something like that.
Shut nasty.
Chut nasty.
All right, let's do
Chutney's
this.
evil twin brother.
Let's do this. Let's D in some D.
All right. Yeah, we've taken long enough. Welcome back, everybody, to our first live session in a little bit. We have all travelled across the country to run our in-person session. Unfortunately, Ryan obviously could not be there with us, but
I had COVID light.
COVID light, otherwise known as death, and we ran a session in person, one that thusly got edited and put up onto the Twitch channel live, and will be featuring this Friday on the YouTube. If you have not yet watched it on Twitch and you prefer to watch the non-Twitch videos for whatever reason, it will be on YouTube as of Friday, as is everything else now. Go me. I found some time to fully
Did you upload
edit
the pie
upload.
yet, or
No, the pie's coming. Pie's coming.
when
Pie.
it's out that week, we should like play it on the stream, like.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Okay, well, next week we'll play the pie video on the stream for everybody to enjoy in its fullest spectacle. I know it's been 6 episodes since the pie was promised, but the pie who was promised. That's it. That'd be a good skiff book.
I don't see how we didn't do it live. Like, just went flying down the stairs from a distance.
Because
Catching someone
you
on
don't remember how... Oh,
What's up?
Christina never remembers anything from more than a month ago,
I couldn't
so...
see anything.
Yep.
Okay.
Anyways, so that's all good. All the videos are now edited and up on Twitch. Soon to all be edited and up on YouTube. So we're all caught up. The podcast is doing its thing. So if you want to go and
I think
enjoy
I still owe- I
Ryan's
have
fine
a-
sound editing.
I have some last editing on I'll have to pull the one that you guys did, pull it in as a bonus and put it on there and some stuff. But I put those up every Sunday at right around 1 p.m. Eastern is my goal. So
That's it. So, and Ryan's been on top of that despite, again, having COVID light. So, props to the big man himself. But now, for Ryan's benefit, we must recap the shenanigans, the antics of our in-person session. One that I have since dubbed. Did I even say it, James, or are you going to be angry at me?
Did you name the video it already?
I may have done, but I didn't. I haven't uploaded it yet.
I hate you.
Arcanirium. Enter the Praetrix.
oh Jesus,
Yeah.
Really?
That's really bad.
Really?
it's good timing with Matrix: The Resurrection now. out.
Exactly. I'm trying to cash in on the Matrix clout.
I mean,
Keanu
obviously-
Reeves is going to watch our stream.
He's gonna watch it with Macaulay Culkin.
They're best friends.
It's gonna be great.
Now we're spreading rumors, and this will end up on TMZ somehow.
Wow.
The level of their sourcing.
Toon, 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 breaking news.
All right, Praecordium, tell us what happened last week.
Hello? Well... Gideon!
What you need?
I don't know, I just like saying your name. Because we hung out all day yesterday. It hasn't been a
What?
day, I'm not really sure.
No, you guys just left.
Where's this timeline here?
You and Gideon are walking
Like,
away
there's
from
this whole thing
Arcanirium.
with like this like chick who showed up on our ship and we didn't even talk about it, and then like
That's
me
2
and
weeks
Gideon-
ago. Don't worry about that.
okay, but like we didn't really go over that, and maybe that's something we need to talk about today. But last time, me and Gideon went back home, at least to my home. I don't know if he's also from there. He could be, because I lived my entire life inside of a simulation, including going to school, my first dance, and all of my friends are fake. And that is why you wouldn't know any of my friends, because they're not real. Yes.
and I made sure that the only other person who knows this fact is Gideon, and he promised not to tell anybody.
Pinky swore and everything.
Pinky swore. We broke into my father's house, hopefully without him knowing. I used some magic, and then I teleported inside. And afterwards, I was confronted by the 3 ghosts of Praecordium past. It was quite the Christmas story last week, honestly. I didn't even think of that, but like we had some awful visitors that accosted us, including my former best friend, a man by the name of Eddie, my guidance counselor, Mr. Dubs, and
Dr.
my
Dubs.
Oh, forgive me. I
He has
forgot
a
his
PhD,
proper
by God.
title. I forgot his proper title after he insulted my mother several times. Dr. Dubs, and lastly but not least, my drill instructor Gogaron from my time in the military boarding school. They all had lessons that I must learn before I can continue into my life as Dylan the villain. They were training me to become an evil mastermind, but I saw through their tricks and I learned the lessons to become Praecordium, the good boy, Daddy's favorite boy. I learned from Master Dr. Dubs that I must stand up for myself. And when people insult my mother, even though I'm not even sure if I have a mother, and make fun of my big head, I must not allow them to. That was what I learned from him. And then from Eddie, I learned not to be a peeping Tom, because he told me that inside of a bathroom there was a diary where I could learn if I really did have a mother or even a grandfather, and I didn't, because if I were to know these things, Father would tell me. And lastly, I learned that you shouldn't point guns at people, because that's bad.
Unless you're me.
And this is where we learned that Praecordium learned nothing.
Yes, well, I learned how to be safe, because I was not very safe at all. And I haven't been very safe because I've been traveling with these people. After that, we finally got to what we needed to. And that was to interview my teaching instructor, Gamalon, who was also fake. Or so I thought. Plot twist. Gamalon was real the whole time. Also, Eddie blew everybody up. That was the whole thing. But I think we're just gonna skip over that. And Gamalon, he told us that the Bionoid was related to something to do with Torke's past. And that in order to unlock the secrets of this Bionoid,
Oh my god.
we must first unlock the secrets of Torke's trying past. And I told a few jokes. And then after that, we left, and I presumed we head back to the Artemis, right, Captain Gideon?
Correct. Couldn't
Sorry,
have said it better myself.
I kind of, wanted to go over the day's events, because we did have quite a jam-packed one, including you telling me about this tabaxi that you killed.
Yeah, about some of
Your
my questionable decisions in the past.
Your first,
Yeah, but like we said,
number
what
on the
happens in
KD ratio, you were 1-0,
Yeah, but it's like we said, what happens in the thing back there stays in the thing back there.
Yeah, we don't talk about that anymore.
What happens in the Arcanirium stays in the Arcanirium.
He's in the Arcanirium.
Bingo.
So, should we go and deal with that, stowaway or whatever. Also, I remember when we were talking to Gamalon, Gideon, and he said that I should never look into that mirror again.
I do remember that, yeah.
And I didn't see any reflections, so I maybe falsely believed that I was a vampire.
Well, we don't know everything about that mirror just yet.
Do you have any garlic on you?
Can't say I do.
And we'll have to go see Torke, but in any case, what do you think? Should I look into it? Should I not? I did promise Gamalon,
For now, I would say don't look back in that mirror. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Because, until we know everything about that mirror, we shouldn't go making assumptions about it.
Also, didn't I just learn a lesson about not sticking my nose into things I shouldn't stick my nose into?
You
I think
did.
that was a whole arc that I went through, so I think I'll refrain, even though I really want to.
You learned something.
Oh, look at that! We're back at the ship! Wow.
Just like that, they're back at the ship.
How's everyone doing?
I'm just not going to talk today. You guys are just going to talk things into existence.
X, how you doing? Celestian, you holding in there?
Ho, ho. How you doing?
Would you call me?
Sorry.
That'd be a third one of those as well.
Got cough. COVID light.
Happens to the best of
Wait,
us.
you have... Maybe you should stay, I don't know. When you have multiple feet, can you just be closer? Or, you already have 4 feet, right? So, just, put the paws down so you're 6 feet away.
Hey, Torke, how you feeling?
Celestian is tired of this conversation and goes down into the bowels of the ship.
I'm fine, Gideon, but, yeah, I'm alright now, I think.
And, how is our special guest?
I promise I didn't touch the thing. I just looked, and that's it. It's just sitting there.
Well,
I want to touch it.
well, there might be time for that later, but for now, we got a report. So Praecordium and I, we found out a thing or two. And, it seems as though we need to know more about the bionoids, where they came from, and more specifically, your connection with them, Torke. Now, I know you have quite a history, and it might not be the easiest thing to talk about, but, anything you're willing to share beyond that wouldn't bring back too painful of memories would be very, very appreciated.
Well, I've never seen a bionoid, before. That was the first time I'd ever seen, something like that. I've seen bugs, though.
And what can you tell us about them?
Well, they look like giant, praying mantis, big, things, and, they're scary, Gideon, and a lot of legs, and, they can mess with your mind.
Would you happen to know anything about where they come from, or,
When we were in the Imperial Navy, we were blocking them at all times and trying to keep everyone else safe from these creatures. And so we were having to encounter at times, but you know where you found me, and what I had told you what had happened was, and how they are troubling creatures, evil, and they were inside Torke's head.
Right. I don't think it's okay, Torke. If you can't talk about it and it's causing you stress, which it clearly is, we don't want to pry.
But they don't look like that thing. Not like Chutney. They're bigger.
Yes, I've taken to calling it the Trianoid.
A try. Okay.
It's got Eris, Pain, and Chutney inside. That's 3.
Oh, okay. But not like that at all. More like legs like X.
Have you ever learned have you ever heard the name Pain before, or Eris? Have these people, maybe they didn't look like this, maybe they look like those bug guys?
I know I don't remember anything with Pain, and Rob, did I remember anything with Eris?
No.
Yeah. No.
Was there a guy like named Pete, and he wanted to sound cool, so he changed his name to Pain, maybe?
No, and he didn't have a dragon. No, there's nobody. I think it's why I want. The crystal must belong to me or something. I doesn't understand why it wants me.
Torke, let me ask you this real quick. Did you ever have anyone in your life that was a very motherly figure?
My
Whenever
mother.
I hear Eris talk.
Yeah. Mama's cookies. Yep.
Mama's
Yeah.
cookies. Well, anyone else besides your mother? Because whenever I hear Eris talk, I get a very maternal feeling.
Oh, I went from the jungle and the training grounds to my assignment. Torke never really met many ladies. There's not a lot of female Hadozi out in the wild of space, you know?
What? Plenty of fish, and we'll find you one someday, but...
Torke knows where he can go and find one.
Oh. I mean...
But there's...
Like...
No, there's... I've never had another. I mean, the nicest person that's ever been to me other than Gideon and you all was Icarus and the my commander.
Remind me, what was your commander's name again? It's all good. I'll look it up in my files later.
I don't remember his name. I don't actually think we gave him a name. Sorry. I mean, I was on the Golden Sky. I was, you know, Gideon. I was on the Autumn's Golden Sky, the ship, and High Commander was there. I didn't get to talk a lot, but he was always sure to make sure that
Commander
we were safe.
Banana Bundle.
No, he's an elf. He would never have a name like that.
It'd be even funnier now that if that was his name.
I see. Well, I think for now, we need to do a little more research on Thrycreen.
And you see Torque just like chills, and he just kind of shivers a little bit when you say that.
I know it might be hard to hear, buddy, but if we want to get to the bottom of this, we gotta do some more research. And that is where I come in.
Yes. Just, we have to be careful. They can get inside your mind.
Mm-hmm.
They will do awful things. They'll make you forget things. They'll make you see things that are not even real. And
They have a sneaky way about them, but
they will kill you from the inside out.
I'll be on my guard. Thank you, buddy. And with that, Gideon's gonna go to the secret room and see if he can find any notes in a certain book about the Thrycreen, and more specifically, how they are created.
So you head to the secret room, you lock your door behind you, latch, chain. Sit down in your study chair by your desk. You reach into the drawer, you pull out the book, and you start flipping through the pages. You spend about 5 minutes just peering through the pages, stopping at any mention of any Thrycreen or Bionoids. But there's nothing more than what you already know in your notes.
Damn it, there's gotta be something that we're missing. I will continue
Knock. Captain, are you in your secret room?
Why,
Knock,
yes,
knock.
I am.
Should
May
I,
I
like-
help you?
Should I get in the seat because it does take an hour? Are we going somewhere, or should I rest or what?
Yeah, let's go in and fire her up, and I'll tell you where we're going as soon as I think of it.
All right.
Mhm.
I'm gonna sit in my captain's and my my helmsman chair. Getting a little big for my britches there.
So you don't ruin the surprise, James. Scott.
Sorry, Dylan.
The
Dylan
mutiny scheduled
believes
for
he's
next
the captain.
session.
Sorry, yeah.
I will continue to look around the room for the next 20 minutes or so, trying to find anything that I've missed or something that's been hidden.
Roll me an investigation check.
Big money,
Alright.
big money.
Can I guidance myself? Because this is important.
Yes.
Sweet.
Ooh.
Oh, let's
Oh,
go.
24 with 2. That's 26.
26 investigation. Let's go.
So typically when you come into your room, you have a place for everything. Whilst you yourself have not always been the most organized individual, the tips and tricks that made this room what it is have implanted on you since they were learned. So you keep this room, besides any room, totally in order, spick and span, working shape. But for whatever reason, maybe the erraticism caused by the worry that you have for your friend, the guilt that you feel in your part of Chutney's fate, you start to toss through things, littering the floor with manuscripts, books, tools, knickknacks, whatever. And you start digging through a drawer that you, for whatever reason, you have never truly searched all the way through. It was too hard to look into this drawer, considering the effects are entirely personal. And you think about it for a moment, this emotion that's always plagued you, always stopped you from digging through that drawer. And then just the slightest lift of the papers on the bottom. You noticed that the papers were not sitting totally straight. It's like something was cocked underneath them all this whole time.
What do we have here? I'll look underneath the papers.
Okay, you look under the papers, and beneath the papers, you see a... What's the correct geometric term I'm looking for here? It's a crystal, but it's hexagonal in its width, but pointed at the tips, right? So like 2 points on either side, hexagon all the way down the tube. And it's clear. It's entirely clear. And you pick it up and you look at it, and you've never seen, even as an expert in magical gems, you've never seen a crystal like this one before.
I'll be damned. Can I inspect the crystal itself? See what properties radiate from it? Actually, can I cast an identify on it?
Sure.
Yes.
Are you doing so ritually?
Yeah.
Okay, so you sit for 10 minutes, hand on your chin, goggles down, pondering the crystal, preparing your tools, incanting the magical words that you have learned, and then you place the tip of your wrench on it. You just tap it, ding, and as you do, it rings and emits a pale white light from within. The white light is then siphoned up and into your goggles, where you see a picture, almost like you're wearing a set of kaleidoscopic lenses. And the image is of somebody, they look like they're handling this crystal. And they look as though they place it into a mount or a holder. And then they're in this same room. They take the chair that you're sitting in, and they place it behind themselves, and they sit down. They look up, and they sigh. This ain't gonna be easy for me, Gideon. If you ever find this, I want you to know I'm gonna do my best to make more of these. In each one, I'm gonna contain an important lesson. One that will help you become not just a better smith, a better wright, but a better man. And he reaches towards the crystal, and the scene ends.
How do I stop this thing from recording? Turn off.
Yeah, how do I turn this thing off?
Does this mean we have to make it to the Fortress of Solitude?
Well, I'll be damned. And Gideon will start to get a little teared up and start to wipe it away, and he'll hold on to it. Yeah. He'll keep it with him.
You're just going to sit and contemplate what that message might have meant for a little while, the significance of it to you.
Yeah, I need a moment.
You need a moment. All right. While you're taking a moment, Praecordium is sitting in
This
the
is my
captain's
block
behind
of
me.
water deep.
Help. Hey, guys! Yeah, Gideon's going to become a influencer.
Yeah.
It's the new subclass I made for the Bard, College of Influence. That would be so stupid.
College of Fleet.
Yeah, College of On.
College of Drip, even better.
Drip.
Oh, God. I'm done.
Dripping. I'm so dripping, I'm wet. Okay. So, Praecordium sitting in the captain's chair, the helmsman's chair, of course.
All right.
Torke, you're up on the deck still, eyeing the Trianoid, as they've now been dubbed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to pursue that any further, or are you just watching them?
So I think Torque is going to, because I've got them. They're still tied to the mast, right? And that what we did. We had
Right.
them tied down. I think,
Yes.
So they're probably so Torque's going to sit down across them like crisscross applesauce, figuring that we're kind of doing that, just staring at them. And he will once again just look and go, Harris, are you there?
Yes, Torke?
Did you know me before?
I think so.
How did you know Torque from before then?
I remember things. Things that you did.
I did good things and bad. All in assignment, but still.
I don't know about those things.
The crystal called me.
Yes. I called you, Torke. As did Pain.
If I were to join you, would that make me more whole?
I don't know. But it wouldn't be worth the risk. Who knows what would happen to Chutney?
Maybe Chutney just appears.
I don't think so.
But if Torque can make it easier on Chutney, one way or another, should he not?
I'm not sure. But I know how Chutney feels. His heart and our hearts are now one. And he does not want to die. And
So-
neither do I. I feel his pain.
But Torque doesn't want to kill you. So Torque will put his hand on the on the head, but not touching the crystal, just close to it, just to see if he can feel anything while he's doing it.
You place your hand on the head of the Trianoid,
Yeah.
and as you do, you start to hear like a humming, a buzzing. Not the one that plagues you, but the sounds of your jungle home. The flora and fauna cry and rustle, and you can smell the scents of flowers and the warm heat on your nostrils. You then hear laughter, a bellowing laughter, one of a Hadozi. And as you kind of like drift into this daydream, you can see yourself flying, gliding through the air from the treetops down to the floor below. And as you land, it's a sorry landing. Clearly, you're not very good at this. You tumble over and you look down at your tiny little hands. And you look up and you see a huge Hadozi on the branch where you took off from, who looks exactly like you. And he is laughing and hanging off the tree, just using his knees to kind of keep himself up there. And it strikes you as a memory, one that you had forgotten. The memory of your first flight. A memory of your father.
I think tears are probably just rolling down Torque's face. And I think... wow. There's... Then Torque will just... Eris, do you see this too?
These are the things I remember, Torque.
You remember when I was young?
I do. Would you like to see another?
Yes. Yes, please. Anything. I've almost forgotten Father's face.
You put your hand back on the head again. And this time, instead of the chirping and humming of the jungle, you hear a clattering of metal on surface. And as you raise your head from in your arms on your old dining room table, you watch as a large female Hadozi places a baking tray down in front of you, and the waft of immaculate cookies fills your lungs. Your mother then takes a spatula, pries one of the cookies off of the baking tray, and flicks it up to you. And you look up and you try to catch it in your mouth.
I'm sure it just lands on my face. I'm not...
Yeah. And then you hear that bellowing laugh again. No! You turn and look in the doorway, and your father is hysterical again.
Maybe we should go home, Eris.
You had such a happy life, Torque.
I'm not a Hadozi. I was, though, when I was there. I don't know if Mother or Father would even recognize me now. Father would be disappointed that I do not have my wings. Mother would still be happy, though.
I think she would. She forgave you for that awful mohawk.
She was always the kindest. For such large hands, they were soft and warm, and just, you felt like she was embracing you in a warm oven. I have a hug. Everything she cooked was love. Maybe, Gideon, maybe we should go.
I would like to see it. With my own eyes.
I will ask Gideon. Maybe we can go. It will be good to see home, to see the trees, to see the course, to see our hut. to see my mother and my father. Thank you, Eris, for holding on to these memories for me.
Never wish to forget them.
If you're a part of me, and at some point, Eris, we will have to become whole. I don't know how that'll be, but between Gideon and Praecordium, they'll figure it out. Well, I'm going to go start making supper. I'll bring you guys some. What do you like to eat?
At that moment, you hear three voices all speak at once. One says, cookies. The other says, watermelon. And the third says, meat.
Your heart.
Yeah.
I will bring you all a plate of various things to make you all happy. And then he'll go
Meaty
off.
cookie melons.
Meaty
and-
cookie melons.
And
Oh.
Combine it, right?
Torque is going to go back and he'll go to
Amic
the kitchen.
clusters.
And tonight he's preparing spaghetti for the crew. And then he will make a batch of Mama's cookies. And then there's a few, he'll take like the oldest and like almost rotting axe beak steak that's in there. And he will try to.
Baldy.
He will cut it off and trim it up, but that's how he will try to prepare it. He's not going to give Pain the freshest, but he also doesn't want to poison and kill Chutney and Eris, so that's what he'll do. So, and there'll be plenty of garlic in the spaghetti and on the bread.
Be
You
careful.
dies.
Chutney's gonna like taste meat for the first time and be like, "It's juicy like a watermelon," and then like become.
I
a
need
villain.
flesh!
Yeah.
What are we if not... What is the brain if not a watermelon?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Hard on the outside, soft and squishy on the inside.
My eyes got all watery there.
That's it, didn't like that one. I got you. Like,
This
you
episode's
gave
gonna
me-
get everyone in the feels.
I know, I didn't mean for this to be a super emotional episode. It's just going that way.
We broke our promise. We said this was a Christmas special, and now we're just like.
Well, all
And
Christmas
so far,
specials
all
are
I've
like
got
this.
is... Yeah. Yeah, but we're talking... What else could...
It's a
Like,
season of sad.
it's all about family.
Yeah.
It's a Hallmark
This is fast.
movie.
This is Fast and Furious 10.
No, it's more
Yeah.
like a Lifetime
family.
so far right now, James. We haven't got a Hallmark. It's like Lifetime because we got drama, we got this kind of stuff, you know.
So tell them
I
about
must
Tell us about
find Praecordium.
Praecordium. I'm a yearning heart. I like long walks on the beach. I nearly said long walks.
She needs to be there.
That John said, family makes us sad. That's the lesson. No more lessons, John.
Family.
Oh, we miss you, John.
All right. So that just leaves whatever Yue is up to.
Being mean to somebody.
Let me change the music so it's more mean.
What? No, not mean. Kind of.
I know
Sassy.
we had to talk about the mouse, but I think like the Imperial March would be appropriate here.
John,
Oh,
really?
The mouse
Sucking
will come
blood.
get us.
Yeah, we just turn. Yeah, we go to Yue and she's just eating Haruko. Like, oh. Okay, prove it.
Blah blah blah.
We're counting together.
Yeah, if you can count without
Going
yeah,
up.
going
Yeah.
This week you have to say ho 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 anyway.
One.
One. Ho ho ho. Two. Oh ho ho.
That's
So Haruko sat on the end of your bed, Yue, tapping her foot impatiently. Her foot. I'm tapping my foot. Whatever.
It's already getting better. All the lessons I've been giving in the past how many hours?
God, do you ever stop complaining?
Complained once since you sat on the bed.
You just complained.
No, it was a compliment.
Backhanded.
Compliment nonetheless.
My people invented backhanded compliments, so I don't want to hear it from you, Missy.
My mother probably invented.
Whatever.
Does your mother have the same apology as my mother?
What do you mean? My mother never apologizes.
Yes, it usually comes in the form of food at the door.
Yeah, well, I like fruit, so it's fine.
The more fruit and apples there are, the more sorry they are.
Stop relating to me.
I'm not trying to relate to you.
Yes, you are. You're old.
You look old.
Take that back.
It's the bangs.
These are all the rage.
Where?
In Awaji. Like you'd know. You've never been. You're just some peasant girl.
Yes, you're right.
Can you get the captain already? I need to know what's going to happen here. I'd much prefer it if I didn't have to go back to my father. Again, I'll give you the mirror. Just let me stay here.
Hand me the mirror.
Wait, I'm not giving you the mirror. You're not the captain of the ship. You're just a servant.
I would like to see the mirror nonetheless.
I can't hear you. You're going to have to speak louder.
I would like to see the mirror nonetheless.
Fine.
The captain will be back soon. I think I may have heard his footsteps down the hall.
Haruko looks down the hall and sees Torke going into the kitchen. He got very hairy. Here, take it. I don't care. Useless thing anyway. It's broken.
What do you mean it's broken?
What do you care?
What is it supposed to do again?
It's supposed to show the truth.
Can I look at the mirror?
Yeah, you look in the mirror and you see you're like pale white and there are fangs coming out.
Seriously?
Blah, blah, blah.
No.
Point,
I did not
pointing
say blah, blah, blah.
Before
color.
the stream, for 2 hours before the stream, Christina, we're gonna have a serious stream. We're gonna hop on D&D. You're going to project your voice. You have fangs when you look at it.
There
No!
has to be
I
some
also burn
lightheartedness.
expectations.
There has to be some
Yeah,
lightness.
You got
I ordered one.
as John says, the beautiful widow's peak.
The beautiful widow's peak. Yeah.
Skin, yeah.
Yeah. No. So you don't see Vampire Yue in the mirror. That was clearly an out of character joke. What you do see is yourself wearing your full fine.
Would I know that if I were to look in the mirror and someone were to peek over my shoulder, if they would see what I was seeing?
Yes. If they were at the right angle, they could see you in the mirror.
Okay, and they would see the truth of me in the mirror.
Yes. Yes.
As soon as I see that, I quickly place it down and said, yeah, you're right. I have no clue what this mirror is supposed to do, but whatever you have said is clearly not the truth.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It keeps showing me in like pretty clothes and stuff, but I'm a ninja now, so I don't do that kind of thing.
I mean, it shows you in pretty clothes.
Ninja is my truth.
What do you mean?
It's not a phase.
Yeah, Mom. Look, I've already told you I'm a noble, but like, that's not all I am.
Are you trying to deny who you are?
I can't hear you.
Are you trying to deny who you are?
No. Just saying I'm something else too. I am a ninja. I snuck up on you. You didn't see me coming.
Very good at it. still.
What do you mean? I'm here. I got all the way out into wild space.
Yes. Not that you have to accomplish your mission.
Well, I'm in the process. Mission pending.
Really?
Yeah, I'll take you home with me eventually. And you will tell me where this princess is.
Well, I do not know of her whereabouts, unfortunately.
Yes, I know. Peasant girl, lost in space, stuck on this ship.
I'm only
Yeah,
a
yeah,
peasant
yeah.
girl because she disappeared.
What's that supposed to mean?
The reason why everyone thinks that I am her is because I was her double. Every royal has one.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You must be like one of 100 then, so you're really not special.
We all got released. It happened. In fact, it wasn't too long after she ran away. But we were all inspected to see that we weren't truly the princess. We are now all left.
You guys can't just like pull a Phantom Menace on us and just expect
Yeah.
that we're just not gonna say anything.
Here
Oh,
comes
James.
the mouse. Here comes the mouse.
I will pull a storyline as I
Oh.
We have the Matrix and the Phantom Menace.
Don't worry, I'm gonna do a Spider-Man spoiler right now, even though I haven't seen the movie.
Don't
I
you
have-
do it. Don't
I
you
can't
do
do
it.
it. I don't have the power to. Don't you
So-
dare do it, Ryan.
Oh.
No.
I mean, I've seen it, but I ain't saying nothing. I'm not saying anything.
All right. Back to this.
I was really surprised to see Miles Morales in it.
Yeah.
Shut up. Okay.
I like the part when Goku showed up.
My Goku showed up.
Anyways.
When Donald Duck beat the crap out of everyone. The new Avenger, Mickey Mouse. Listen. That if you're one of her doubles, that must mean you've spent a lot of time around her.
No, it doesn't.
Well, my double used to spend loads of time around me. Oh, so you're telling me you were the one that she didn't like? You were the open top roof double. 7?
7.
That's not that many doubles.
Anyways, most of us were just trained by the people who did know her best.
Or maybe someone else who also thinks that you're the real princess, not just some peasant girl who got taken off the farm to take a poisoned arrow to the chest, will come looking for the princess, find you, and then I can get information from them. So regardless, even though you're useless, you're not as useless as I thought you were. Catching my drift? I'm gonna watch you. I'm gonna make sure no one brings any harm to you until someone who knows more about what I want to know actually helps me.
So long as the captain agrees, I suppose.
Perfect. Let's go to his room.
I part the curtain and allow her to step forward first.
She skips out the room.
Fix the damn door.
Yeah, I forgot that there's still a big hole there.
Yeah, exactly.
A 4-armed Torque, specifically.
Yeah.
You know, there's one this way, and then there's one this way.
About that.
That's so good.
I did too.
Gideon, you hear her banging at your door. Captain!
Who the hell is this?
It's Haruko.
Oh, you're that girl from earlier. Forgot all about you.
What do you mean that girl from earlier? I'm Haruko.
Right. I will peek my head outside of the door.
She's standing there with Yue beside her.
You were giving her expression.
Can I help? Can I help you?
Miss, what's your non-Guixing name? Yue has agreed that I can hang around on the ship.
I as long as the captain.
I'm going to protect you.
She would like to stay on the ship until someone with more information about the infamous princess.
Look, I'm not gonna lie, I got bigger fish to fry right now, so if you want to hang around with Yue, that's fine. If you touch her or harm her in any sort of way, you will find yourself with 1 or 2 less eyes. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Mr. Captain.
We're not having fish. It's spaghetti night.
Ooh, spaghetti.
You know
Thank
it's
you,
the way it
Torke.
goes.
Spaghetti night and I can't sit at the table!
Yeah, how do we feed him
Should
while
I-
he's in a helm's chair? Just like pour it down his
It's-
gullet?
it's-
TV dinner table in front of
No,
the
it's-
sponsor hell.
It's that episode of South Park where Cartman won't leave his
Oh.
gaming desk.
My hot
Wait,
pockets,
but
man!
I have a logistical question about Praecordium. Does he have to sit properly in the chair, or can he like?
No, I've already said this is my
Just
spelljamming
hug
position.
it.
It's like this.
Lean back.
Can we get like a hole in the seat of the Spelljammer?
Oh, God, no.
Mom, bathroom!
Talk bathroom.
Talk bathroom!
Nope. Not gonna
You're gonna make
happen.
Celestian do it. He's gonna turn against his body so quick.
Unless you're on bucket duty.
You're on Helmsman clean.
But I did it yesterday.
Have you ever?
That's another person who's on the ship that you guys have just ignored as well.
What?
Celestian?
Gliz.
Oh shit, yeah, Gliz!
Oh shit!
Did he like steal all our shit and run away?
He is. There is nothing left on the ship. No, he's. Do you want to go? Does someone want to go looking for the goblin that you let on the ship?
I will get to him after I finish with Haruko.
Okay.
I mean, doesn't he want to hang out with his best friend Praecordium as we sit together while I sit in my spelljamming helm?
He's gonna feed you spaghetti.
Something Praecordium forgot to mention is that on top of him, accidentally,
Mhm.
he was sitting in your chair.
Oh.
So
You back
what's
that
my-
Gliz.
So what's my position on the ship, Captain? Am I like first mate, bosun? No?
What can you do?
She could be my handmaiden, since she's so useful at protecting.
Something maybe a little more useful.
Check yourself at the door, honey.
Everyone.
I'm a ninja.
You're not selling me.
What? That's like the coolest thing anyone can be.
What good will you have on the ship, ninja-ing around?
I will just ninja around. Is there anything
Firstly-
else anyone could possibly do?
Firstly, ninjas. Secondly, cowboys. Thirdly, dinosaurs.
We have them all.
Look. For now, I'm gonna have you working with Celestian on the wings. So we gotta teach you a thing or two. Do I make myself clear?
But look at my arms. They're for ninjaing, not for heavy lifting.
If you would like
Yeah, you got 2 of them. That'll help.
To the captain.
How am I supposed to lift? They're really heavy.
I could very well turn you over, but
I
out of
could
the
use a
kindness
sous
of my
chef.
heart.
Oh, I'd do that. I'll make food. I can help with the
You-
spaghetti.
No, you will do what Torque asked. I need sous chef.
Yeah, that's better than cranking the wings. Can't you just get that weird thing that's on the deck of the ship?
No, it won't
Like
be
to do stuff?
when you want to peel potatoes.
yeah. Yeah, so someone who's never been the sous chef before.
Yeah, it means I make the soup, right?
No, you do all the work
You
and
can
none of the
learn.
glory.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna learn it the hard way. Okay, new plan. you have 2 jobs. 1, you're Torke's sous chef. 2,
Okay.
if Miss Yue needs you for handmaiden things, so be it.
What?
But first,
What?
sous chef.
I think
There is
she
so much
is-
drama going on in the other room.
But Captain, if I may speak, I think that she is talented enough to take on both jobs.
No.
Since she's so wonderful at ninjaing, I think that she can really learn to prove herself to be a part of the ship by doing both things.
Bingo. That's why I said you have 2 jobs.
Part of my ninja training.
Ninja, please. And I will also take that mirror.
It's in my room. I'll fetch it for you.
We're making fresh pasta. Come on.
Okay, that sounds fun. And not difficult at all.
Hey, I don't get any uncooked pasta to chew on. No.
I run to the room. I grab the mirror. At this point, I'm hoping that Haruko is halfway down the hall to the kitchen.
He's already in the kitchen.
I pull Gideon aside. Gideon, this mirror actually does what it says. It tells the truth about who I am, and I would hope that you could keep the secret by putting it into your private room and hiding it.
I was gonna do that anyways, because I came to the same conclusion. When I looked into it, I saw something that I thought I'd forgotten. I was hoping that I'd forgotten, but of course.
It reminds me of something I don't want to see at the moment as well.
So be it. I'll take the mirror, take it to the room, and I'll leave the room and lock all the doors. And then find the goblin and tell him to go talk with our buddy Prey.
Okay, so you go looking for the goblin, and you see he has found himself a very comfortable little nest. He is up on the the spigot machine, the inner workings of the clockwork mechanisms of the entire ship. He's laying on top of them, and the gears are like grinding against his back. He's giving himself a massage.
Oh yeah. That's the ticket.
That's not for massages.
You ever done this before? It is.
I'll take your word for it. But look, you need to not get too comfortable around here.
I helped you guys out.
Right, and we're repaying our debt as we speak.
All right, well. Do I get fed? Do I get food?
If we have an extra noodle or 2 left over after spaghetti night, perhaps.
I mean, that's more noodles than I've ever ate. Can I sleep on that thing?
No,
Why not?
'cause I said.
I guess. Make a good point.
Just on the off chance, I'm gonna ask you a question, and I am expecting 0 knowledge on this, but let's try it. What do you know about bionoids?
What?
That answers that.
You got sewer questions, I'm game.
No, not quite. I'm about to go talk to Prey. I think he's pretty lonely at the helmsman's chair.
All right. Just a goblin sewer baby.
And he starts walking up the ship.
Did you just do a prom night dumpster?
He's like snapping.
Yeah,
He's stepping on 1 and 3.
baby. Yeah.
he's swinging it. He pulled out a giant candy cane from nowhere. He's spinning it around.
He's turned into the frog.
Yep. Praecordium, you hear the door like kicked open to the helm's room, and through it comes clicking and spinning his cane, Gliz.
Hey! Supposed to be here for some reason. I mean, I am quite bored. Everybody else is doing fun things in the other rooms, like exploring themselves and whatnot, and I'm kind of stuck here on this stone throne.
Whoa, we allowed to do that on the ship? I'll totally go explore myself right now.
I don't know. I think you need to have like a backstory for that.
Damn. If only I have one of those.
Is it just mainly just I'm a goblin from the sewer? Is that about it? Is there anything deeper? Tell me your life story, my friend.
I'm from the Unhuman Ward. Grew up rough.
Yep. Knew that.
One of 17 brothers, 18
Okay,
sisters.
that's new. Okay.
Nah, it's pretty small for a goblin family.
Really? What's
Yeah,
the mean? What's the mean on goblin pets these days?
Oh, like 2020?
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta have spares, you know?
Yeah.
Just in case. Well, not just in case.
Hindsight's a bitch.
No, and foresight. Everything's a bitch. Life's a bitch, dude. Especially if you're a goblin sewer baby.
Goblin sewer baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been great, Blizz.
Yeah, what do you do around here for fun?
Well, you see, I sit on this chair, and in approximately 57 minutes, I'll be able...
Well, dude.
I'll be able to fly around the cosmos in various different ways. I can do flips, doodads, but it's an awful lot of waiting. Not many people talk about, spelljamming is a very glorified act. Everybody wants to do it. But the truth is that you have to sit in this rather uncomfortable chairs for hours on end. And if you stand up for 1 second, it's over. You know?
Yeah, I mean, if you gotta go for a poopy, like, you're done.
Yes. Fully evacuate before you sit down. It's very important.
Oh, man. I couldn't do that. I can't sit down for more than 5 minutes. It's all these damn rashes. He starts, like, scratching his body all over.
Oh, God.
Are you okay there? Are you sick or something?
What? No.
But when you say rashes, do you just have rashes all the time?
I didn't say rashes. You said rashes.
No, you for sure said the word rashes. Do you think that's from you spending a lot of your time, like most of your life in the sewers?
Think I say what?
Yeah, that's probably it, huh?
Anyways, I'm just gonna sit on your lap. And he's gonna just like hop up into your lap.
No, you are not going to sit on my lap. I do everything to prevent this goblin from sitting on my lap.
I'm gonna roll an athletics check to push him away.
Oh, and Glizzy's pretty athletic.
I have spent 3 minutes sitting on this stone throne, and I will not reset those 3 minutes.
Roll the athletics check, Praecordium, your favorite check.
Inventory. Yeah, I'm super good at athletics. Yeah, that's a 5. 7 on the die. 5 total.
I can't believe you have negative dex. Or no, straight.
No?
That's
No,
straight.
Straight. You're doing athletics,
I
not
got
acrobatics.
a big fat 7 in strength, my friend.
Let me see what Gliz rolls on his athletics check. He's not very good at this either.
But he's better than...
So he walks up to the front of the chair and like a cat kind of wiggles his butt.
My God!
And then gets closer and wiggles again. And
Get
then
away
you
from
both
me!
just you break out into like an infantile slap fight until he clambers up your legs and sits down on your lap. And then he flicks you on the forehead.
Ow!
You're my bitch now.
I'm nobody's bitch. I learned that lesson.
Sitting on you.
Get off of me. I can't really do much about it because I'm physically weak, but I'm strong in the brain.
Uh-huh. How's that helping you?
Not very much at this point in time. Get off of me!
King of the castle. King of the castle. I've got a chair.
What do you want for Christmas?
There is. I was waiting for it.
I want a really, really big hot dog.
Alright, well, I've got something hot for you, and I start... Oh, wait. Well, I've got something cold for you, and I starting up a frost... What's the spell? Frosty bolt.
Okay.
Ray of Frost. I start beaming one up in my hand, and my hand starts getting, like, physically cold. If you don't get off my lap, I will freeze your ass.
Roll me an intimidation check.
I thought he called it Glistmas rather than Christmas.
Merry Glizmas.
I like it.
That's good.
Intimidation.
There we go.
Not very good. That's a 10 total.
That'll be a 10. As you're calling him, you see his face kind of melts and he goes limp.
Oh, that's really good on my rash. Oh, yeah.
Alright, well, you can sit over there while you deal with your rash problem.
Are you begging him now?
No, I'm commanding this wild goblin who I mistakenly thought could be some semblance of a friend. You know, you get a real friend. One of these days that's not forced to hang out with you because you're their helmsman. And he's just a real joke that sits on your on your lap the whole time. Gliz, this is a real talk right now. I thought we were buddies.
Okay, roll a persuasion check.
Just being a real jack about this right now, Gliz. That's a 9!
Hey, you're funny. You actually look upset. That's really funny.
Just
We're
my
buddies.
mic
This is
peaked.
what buddies do.
My mic peaked, but I screamed to get off my lap.
All right.
Just busting your balls, and he'll get up and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
No, I don't want Gliz rash. Don't you dare! God! That's the one!
Oh
James,
dear.
Your
God.
curse.
Incursions!
You have not rolled well.
Good.
24 hours. Our game yesterday, you were so trash, and this is
No good. Very bad day. I don't think I've rolled above a 6. Like...
Once above his IQ.
That's so good. You immediately begin to feel your lap / crotch area begin to like.
Gonorrhea.
Oh.
Gonorrhea,
Violently,
VD. Gonorrhea.
I need assistance. Somebody help me.
But you can't get up. You want me to go get some help? I'm gonna go get some help.
And Gliz is gonna go get some help. He's gonna go walking around the ship.
Hey! Praecordium needs help. There's something wrong with him.
What happened?
I don't know. He's just yelling.
I'll run over to him.
Okay.
Liz!
What did he do to you?
He gave me a rash!
He
Don't
gave
touch
you a
him!
rat.
Whatever you do! He, climbed on my lap and forcefully gave me a rash. I think it was sexual assault.
Oh my god.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
I don't
That got it. Wait a minute.
constitutes that.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. We saw what happened with the poor guys at roll 20. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
It's some form of assault.
Yeah, it was definitely assault.
I will go over to Gliz. Actually, first off, where's our ship right now? Is it landed and it's on the ground.
Yeah,
I haven't been able to stand up yet.
He hasn't attuned
Like,
to the helm yet.
I see.
He's been on the helm for approximately 5 minutes.
I'll go
Two of
particularly
those he's
say,
been having a rash.
you infected my helmsman.
What?
Deal's
No,
off. Get
what do
off
you
my
mean?
ship.
I
He's got a rash. And if he has a rash and he can't fly the ship, well, we are all screwed.
look,
We're Scrooged.
I just wanted to hang out with my buddy. There was nowhere else to sit.
It would have been nice
It's
to know that
Christmas.
you had.
You can't throw a glizz out on Christmas.
Would have been nice to know that you had some kind of rash. What's wrong with you? That's disgusting.
Yours, man. No one's ever cleaned me. You're just gonna throw me out like everybody else.
No one's ever cleaned me. It's someone else's responsibility to clean this goblin, not his own.
Do you know how to bathe?
Sorry, what was that?
Let me back up. Do you know what the word bathe means?
Babes? Yeah, I like babes.
B-A-T-H-E.
What are those? Those numbers?
Yeah, I think Glizmus might be canceled this year.
Just a goblin to a baby.
I will, with my glove on and my big ass boots that I always wear.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Christina.
What the?
Oh, we can still hear her.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Hello.
Are you back?
No?
Why
You
did
gotta-
you do that?
You gotta join the call, Christina. There's so there's this thing called a mouse. There we go.
There we go. There we go. She fixed it. She figured it out.
Sorry,
Did you do
folks.
anything?
I remember the first time I used
Discord, yeah.
as well.
Wow.
I'm not a vampire. I'm a 59-year-old lady come to the
Yeah.
young person's body. No
Same
clue.
thing.
Wait a minute. Are you using ageism?
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So back to this goblin.
Oh, look at that. Anonymous subs. We love that. Thank you, whoever
Thanks,
did
Anonymous
Thank you.
subs.
that. Mm-hmm.
You the real MVP.
You the real Gliz. Wait, that's an insult.
Merry Glizmas.
Yeah.
Merry Glizmas, everybody.
All right.
Come on! I've never
Gideon,
had, I've never had friends before.
Alright, I think he might have just been misguided, but I'm still very itchy.
Look, all you gotta do
Praecordium.
is you get some sewer water and you rub it in there and it stops.
That
I don't
sounds like
think
a
that would
terrible
work,
idea.
Captain.
Praecordium,
That's what
you're
I do.
allowed to stand up and go fix yourself.
Oh, but I've wasted 5 minutes!
I'll
We
never
will
get them
those
back.
minutes back. We'll find a new 5 minutes for you. But for now, I can't have you infecting anyone on this ship.
All right, okay, I'll go into
Liz.
quarantine.
No, Liz, you're coming with me!
Grab him by the back of the scruff. Come on.
Just a goblin.
We're on the Rock of Brawl right now, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm assuming I know a place that has medicinal treatments. A herb store. I don't know. Some pharmacy. A herb store. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. An apothecary?
Wink.
Yeah. Pharmacy, apothecary, something.
Yeah, roll me history check just to see which one or what
Let's
you know
say-
about those.
Let,
available.
The
Could I
let's see if I
real
can
vitamin shoppy.
let's see if I can roll above a 10 tonight.
Can I help him?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. There you go. Have some
Well,
advantage, buddy.
with advantage, it definitely should work no matter what.
That's what he says, and now he's going to roll 2 1s again.
Well,
Hey, look at you.
24 net 20, baby.
Who would have thought? Not me.
I need to know where the goods at that can fix my goods, if you know what I mean. I mean, I don't have any, but that's fine.
Okay, so there is an apothecary, simply known as the Town Apothecary. It's a strange old store that's buried in the back alleys of, I believe, the Middle District. Yeah, I think that's correct. I'm correct in saying that. It's open for business at odd intervals, and features a bizarre selection of spell components, musty old tomes, various roots and herbs, and potions and elixirs of all kinds.
Okay. And also, hopefully it is open. What is its name again? Is it on the map or?
Let me check if it is one of my featured locations. I'm pretty sure it isn't, because this is a pretty minor.
There's no CVS, Walgreens.
Yeah.
Minor thing.
No Dwayne Reeds.
No,
What the hell? What is Dwayne Reed's?
Look, none of those are Wizards of the Coast properties, or Hasbro properties. So please keep it to a minimum.
It's all over New York. It's pretty much. I think it's a part of Walgreens, but Dwayne Reed. Anyways, yeah.
Another brand. It's killing me here. Smalls.
Rite Aid.
Okay, no, it's not on the map, but it is in the back alley. So it will be somewhere around the Great Market, but tucked into what is a heavily dwarven.
What is the name of this place again? Sorry, Rob.
Just the Town Apothecary.
The Town Apothecary. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Liz. We're gonna go. Does anyone else want to come? Anyone having any issues that they need cleared up or?
I'm quite all right. I gotta have a word with Torke in a minute.
Still finishing our spaghetti, I suppose.
I'm missing spaghetti night. You
I-
owe me big time, Liz.
I can save you some. Don't worry.
I can bring him a plate. It's all right.
I'll throw one in the oven just to keep it warm. A plate.
I throw a whole lot across the whole catch.
So, Prey and Gliz enter the Town Apothecary. As described, it's open at strange intervals, so you're actually in luck. You have come at... What's the time right now? I'm pretty sure it's pretty late in the day after your excursions in the Arcanirium. Yes, it's like what is real world equivalent 8 o'clock on Brawl. And most other places of this manner would be closed at this time, but they are very much open for service. Inside this well-stocked apothecary is its proprietor, an incredibly aged-looking woman. Her face is marred by time. She has incredibly deep wrinkles, pale, almost leathery skin with liver spots all over, a beauty mark on the end of her bulbous, bobbly nose. She has pale white hair, and her teeth, despite having all of these salves and reagents available to her, have all but rotted away.
Oh, hello there, dearie.
Hello, ma'am. My goblin has a rash.
Goblin rash? Oh, I have something for that. Is he a sewer goblin by any chance?
Yes, sewer baby goblin. Exactly.
Baby! Oh, this one will be very deeply rooted. We'll have to get
Yes.
in behind the ears.
And he has given me the sewer baby goblin rash.
Oh dear. And you have no natural resistances to that. That's quite dangerous for a blue man like you.
Is it?
I don't know. I've never seen one like you before. But I assume.
Most likely. I feel as though I'm about to die. Honestly.
Yeah, you look like you are. Have you
Yes.
breathed recently? You look like
Yes.
my friend John. Anyways, Well, I have this potion and this lotion. Which one would you like?
I'll take the potion. He'll take the lotion.
Okay. And she'll hand you the potion and hand him the lotion.
How much is this gonna cost us?
Yeah, carry the lotion plus the potion. 100 gold pieces.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
oh, that is whoa. All right, hold on. How about we haggle here? Can we do a little, side hustle?
What did you call me?
I called you a wonderful woman who makes all these things.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, how wonderful your nose is. I love that beauty mark. I got a 12.
He's so bad today, James. One good
You got
roll.
an at 20.
You have a
I know.
+6 and only got a 12.
Yes. Again, I keep rolling 6s for some reason.
She's gonna beckon you closer with her long, spindly finger. Come here.
I'm here. I'm already as close as I can to you. You might actually get Sua baby rash, so I don't know if you want to be this close to me.
Okay, she grabs you by your collar, your metal collar,
Yeah.
and like slams you down on the desk. And she's incredibly strong.
Listen here, you little shit. How dare you speak of my secret in public?
What secret?
That's right.
And she lets you go.
Can I insight what is happening here?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Is this a hag? A 15.
15. You saw her nose scrunch up and her eyebrows twitch when you said the word haggle.
Oh. This is like the Santa Claus Home Alone moment. I've had an epiphany. Yeah. So, you don't want anyone finding out about your secret of you being a hag.
Shush! Shush! You little ingrate!
What
I'll
made
turn you
make
into
it
a
work?
toad!
Well, my powers far outweigh you because I am dealing the villain.
Oh,
Oh, God, here we go.
Are you about to
The
blackmail
death-
a hag?
The death of Dylan.
And I, dealing the villain, demand that you give me this potion and this lotion free of charge, or I tell the League of Villains.
Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Doom.
all right, roll an intimidation check.
Why do I have to roll
Six,
for
six,
things,
six,
Rob?
six,
I'm
six,
already.
six.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to roll. I should just win.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
Jesus.
It's a 6.
Total.
Whew. That's a 6.
You're a fool. If you dare threaten me once more, I'll put you in my big pot to boil. And I'll take your bones, and I'll wrench out the marrow, and I'll grind them into a soft jelly, and I'll sell your corpse to children. Do you understand?
Consider me intimidated. Have a wonderful day.
Are
Good
you
luck.
intimidated?
Yes.
She's gonna swing her hands, and as she does, a broom flies from the back of the room and bars the exit out.
You haven't paid.
I didn't. I get the potion, the lotion. It's all there. We didn't even take it.
You haven't paid for the trouble you caused me.
You want goblin?
She looks down at the goblin. He looks up at you, like Puss in Boots.
Oh, the big doe eyes.
Yeah.
But it's like the
I could
donkey version
always-
where he's looking up like,
He's very faithful.
It's a donkey.
I could always use some more toes.
No, you don't. You're not taking either. I was just joking about you taking this goblin. He's my ward. I must bathe him.
Gliz's eyes start to like tear up because he was sure you were about to give him up.
No, you can have neither of our toes. And you can unbar that door. This is not proper business etiquette. I was taught by the best.
I undo that door. I will exact my revenge on you someday, boy.
You don't even know my name.
You're the only blue man I've ever seen.
Dylan the villain.
How do you know I'm actually blue?
Because
You were great with fire.
I
There.
would like to take that bet.
And she swings her arm, and the broom flies away from the door handle.
Go now, boy. You're not long left. Who will kill you first? The rash or me?
she turns a giant.
What is the name of my killer?
Oh, you think I'm going to give you such gratitude? Fine. You may call me Mother Grader.
It's an awfully strange name for a rash! And I slam the door shut.
That's great. Damn you, Dylan!
I like
Right.
hold up Gliz.
What do we do now?
I know, I thought I was gonna die there.
What's not?
I pretty much made my peace. Anything from this point onwards is a bonus.
Did you piss yourself?
Oh yeah, and pooped. Everywhere. I drank it all the way out of the shop, too. She's gonna be really pissed.
Well, she already wants to kill me, so maybe you're added onto the list? Hey,
I don't know.
knock, knock, knock. Can you add him onto the list too? His name is Gliz!
As you knock, the door opens, and the shop is empty. Like, no stock, nothing left inside the shop. Except for a trail of piss and shit.
Oh god.
No, you did not make the list, Gliz.
Whew, that was a close one. Alright, so wait. We gotta go to the sewer, get some water, and just rub it in there.
No, I mean, there's like a normal apothecary, like right over there. We could have just gone there to begin
Oh yeah! Brandon's provisions, that's right there.
Knock, knock, knock. Hello, are you open?
No, it's 8 p.m. Go away.
Oh. I guess we just head back.
Okay, and I think as you head back, that's a good point to take our break. That's not what I had on the docket for the session, but there we go.
All right.
Praecordium making friends.
here we are.
Well,
Friends.
we'll take. How long of a break we gonna take there, Rob?
Let's do 5.
5 minutes. All right.
5 minutes. Please wait for us. We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll see you guys here soon.
Have to go back on. We're going live.
Hey, we're guys. We're back. We're back. I don't know if everybody
We're back.
knows, but
Hello,
the
hello.
little message this week didn't say Chutney. I made sure it said Merry Xmas. That's all I could fit on that little block. But it did.
Well done.
Try to be
We're just waiting
within the
on
spirit.
Christina for a second, and then once she's back, we'll get back on the way. It's cool to see some new chatters, new people in the chat.
What's up, chatters?
Yeah, what's
They
up?
they on my homies.
They're all
What's up,
James's-
homies?
Dude,
Joe
Byron. Who?
oh, big up now.
Take me to.
Beans, rice, Jesus Christ, and Byron.
Greens,
I love that
beans.
TikTok.
Greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes.
You know.
Who's Joe Byron?
Joe Mama.
Oh, got her.
Yeah,
I may not like my mother, but I know she does not have a man's name.
Joe Mama.
Wow.
Got her
Just so you
again.
know, Christine, we are live.
Yeah.
You
just
weren't
not
kidding.
though. No, I said we're going back live now.
Well-
Everyone saw you rugby tackle the desk as you came back. Why did- No, we've been live for a couple of minutes. All right, well,
Oh,
Christina's back. I've reset the table. Let's get back underway with what we were doing.
The stream is not brought to you by Herman Miller or any of its products. Although
No.
if they wanted to give Rob a Herman Miller desk to put up in his New York facility, it'd be great to have it. That way it wouldn't move
That'd be sweet.
when it got tackled.
That's true.
Is there a public fountain on the way back to the ship?
Oh yeah, in
Okay,
in like the theocratic area to the north, there's a big fountain to Olympus.
Yeah. All right, Gliz. I saved your life from the hag. Correct?
Yeah, you did that.
So you must
I
do
owe
as
you
I
like
say.
a life debt or something.
Yes, Wookiee life debt.
A what?
Stand
Wookiee?
in that fountain and roll around until there's no more pee.
All right.
He's gonna get in the fountain and start rolling around. Passers-by are shaking their heads and tutting furiously.
Move along. It's what they would want. I point up at the Olympus guy.
Oh my god. Okay. So while that's ongoing, a gentleman who's very clearly a priest walks up to you.
Hello?
Is that your friend bathing in our fountain?
Yes. And I have several points to bring up to you in order to resolve all issues. Firstly, he was very stinky and you wouldn't have liked him before this. Secondly, it's just like a public health thing. It's better for everybody if it's this way. Thirdly, it's what they would want. Like, between you and me, like, I'm pretty sure it's what they would want. Fourthly, he'll be done in, like, 2 seconds, and it's already over, and nobody's hurt, you know, and it's fine.
Well, just make it quick. I'm gonna have to flush the system out after this. I don't think
Yeah.
Aphrodite's going to be pleased.
Well, you know, I mean, she would be more pleased that her waters were able to bless this goblin with somewhat more of some beauty, you know? Because he was very ugly before, now he's a little bit higher than very ugly. Does that make sense? I think she would be cool with it, honestly.
Hurry it up, and he walks away.
Alright, Gliz, are you done?
Yeah.
I
Man,
look
that's
at him.
way better than sewer water.
Do you feel less itchy?
No, more.
Okay.
So
well,
much
at least
more.
you don't. At least you don't reek.
Yeah. I can't smell myself.
That's a good thing.
This is the first time ever.
Then less things will be able to find you in the sewer if you don't smell. You know.
I don't know
Some
about that.
strong ass water. Dang.
I mean, Prey, does Prey think that this cured his rash?
No.
Okay.
It just made him not smell, so Gideon doesn't kill him. Alright, come on.
Okay, I'm coming.
Let's go. Back to the ship. Bye, thank
Alright.
you. We will use the grace of Hermes to make our way quickly away from this area. Isn't that right, Gliz? Oh, do we love the Olympian gods?
Who?
See all those people standing on top of that fountain you were just bathing in?
Yeah, the one with the boobies.
Yes. Yeah.
And that one's got its thing out.
Oh, I never noticed that before. Yes, he does.
It's got them nuts out.
Let's keep going.
That's a trademark. Don't use that. That's my thing.
These nuts? That's yours?
Dem nuts. No.
Oh, dem nuts. All right,
I
I
can't say
understand.
these nuts. We'll get sued.
I didn't know that was a copyright. Didn't know there was like a
There actually is a brand out there.
conglomeration. No.
They serve you a subpoena and it just says got him.
All right, so you guys walk away from the Church
The
of
crime
Olympus.
scene.
Yeah, and its fountain. I'll mark it on the map. So brilliant. First visit to the Church of Olympus in the books, everybody.
Of course.
Well, you walk back to the edge where you guys are docked.
Oh, great. My father probably watched me bathe that goblin.
He's looking from the window, just shaking his head. Total disapproval.
While Praecordium was away on his adventure,
That boy ain't right.
that boy ain't right. But while Prey was off on his adventure, I did want to visit the kitchen while Torke was still in there. And the way I imagine it is our new buddy Haruko. She's like off like Haruko. She's like off in the corner. As soon as I enter, I just say, "Hold this," and I'll throw her a book that has some magical tinkering on it, so she can't hear our conversation.
It's very loud. How do I make
Hope
it
you like-
stop?
Hope you like ocean waves. And then I
What?
will look over to. I just hold up I'm just like, good. And I'll go over to Torke. Now I do have one quick question. Torque's home planet. Does it still have visitors there? Would I know that?
Define visitors.
People that kind of look like our Bionoid friend.
Oh, you're not sure.
Well, I'll go over to Torke and say, Torke, I've been thinking. To get down to the bottom of this mystery, as much as I hate to say it, we might need to go back to your home planet.
That's very interesting because when I was talking to Eris, I thought let me calm down for a second. She showed me things, memories of when I was a baby Torque. Small.
How does she show you these memories?
Well, I put my hand on the side of the head of
You
the
touched
china.
her?
But I didn't touch the crystal. I touched the head.
Torque, that was dangerous.
Well, beginning this thing, they're part of me. Eris
and pain, although they're different, they are, I believe, they are me. But Torke's not smart, but that's what he believes.
You say she showed you memories from the past.
Things that I had forgotten because of what the Thrycreen had done to me.
I see.
I
Let
saw
me get
myself,
your...
Gideon, I saw myself with my wings. I was gliding.
Really?
My landing was rocky, but I was flying. Well, you know.
Well, I'm glad you could experience that memory, friend.
But I was thinking, although I don't know how Father will take it with me coming home and looking and like this and being like this, that I was going to ask if maybe we should go. We can go to
I think it would be advantageous for us to go, but I must say, I don't know if we're still going to see any Thrycreen or any Bionoids on your planet. So,
I don't think they'll be there. Father is strong, and that's a training ground for all of us. They join the army, the navy.
right, but I just want to say, be prepared or be ready for anything that might happen, whatever we might see there.
Why do you think there would be anything there?
Well, I'm hoping there's nothing there and hoping what I'm thinking is wrong, but we got to get down to the bottom of this Bionoid mystery. We learned back in the Praecordium's area that we need to find out more about the creation of Bionoid and what makes them tick.
There was
And
never any on Draconius.
Okay, I just want to make sure. All right then. Well, let's have some dinner first.
Certainly, but whenever we get a chance, Torke wants to go home and see Mama and Father.
Of course.
It's been too long. So, I have cookies here that we made. We have spaghetti. I have some watermelon that I've got to do. And then we can. We'll have her plate everything. The Haruko, Harkin, whatever.
Yeah.
She can't hear you. She can't hear you.
So I'll have her plate everything, and then I have to take a plate to Eris and Chutney and Pain.
I kind of look over to Haruko and like give her a little signal, like, give me that book back.
Your lips, you said my name. You were talking about me, weren't you?
Give me that book, please.
I said that you could plate the food for everyone.
Really? That's the fun part.
Yes.
I can make
but
it look all
want-
pretty.
Yes, but make sure you do it right. Just like the pictures I've drawn.
But I'm not going to do it wrong, am I? Can I put a kunai on the top?
No.
Just pointing out in the middle?
No.
It would look cool.
No.
Aww.
Sprinkle some parsley on top, and there's still some of the grated cheese over there that you can put on top of it.
Right. Everybody likes cheese. And she'll go and grab
And-
cheese. Start grating.
And how much did you hear from our conversation?
Nothing. I just saw his mouth go, Haruko.
All right, then. And by now I would have dismissed
the only word I learned how to read from lips in my ninja training.
That's
And I would have
that's
decided
not
all about
ninja
me.
training.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to go. I'm going to go plate up the food. A little thing of spaghetti on the. I'm gonna get like a platter size, one of the big serving dishes, and then put the spaghetti there, and then watermelon, mama's cookies, and then the steak that I prepared. That was and I'd cleared off any kind of crud. It was more like aged. So it was like it's got that blue cheesy kind of look to it when we'd done it, but it was probably a little bit beyond that line that you really wanted to go to, like 120 days of dry age, and so
Petrified.
yeah, and then I'm going to take the platter. I'll take the platter out to the trinoid.
Okay. So you take the platter out to the trinoid. Do you want to talk to any of them? It's just kind of looking at you expectantly.
Hi. So I brought as promised, but I forgot. I don't know how you're going to eat because you're all tied up.
Just put it in my mouth.
All right. And Torke will just pick the steak up and like shove it into the mouth.
Okay. The mouth kind of like unlatches,
Oh.
and these like needle-like mandibles claw forward, and almost independently articulated teeth start to like carve away the steak.
That is not what I expected. All right.
Terrible. The worst steak ever.
Well, then you won't get any more, or actually, you'll get more just like it.
I
here's
hate you.
watermelon.
I'll kill you.
Chutney, for you.
Oh, yes.
I sprinkled a little salt on it. Here.
Oh, my favorite.
And then he'll shove it out there.
Yeah, same process, but less aggressive this time. But you see the trinoid's head hangs low.
It's not the same as crushing the whole thing in my mouth.
Well, maybe we can get you fixed somehow, and you can do that again.
Yes, that would be wonderful. And then I can finish my project.
And I've made a couple cookies here. I brought some, so maybe, Harris, you can have some, and then Chutney can have some as well. But I have spaghetti as well, if anyone wants.
Oh, we're getting quite full now, but there's always room for cookies.
All right, here, and he'll put in 2 cookies, like, kind of just lay them out there under them.
When Eris is eating, it's very dainty, like crumbs are being peeled off by the teeth individually.
Harris, did those remind you of anything?
Just like Mama used to make.
And then Torke will just smile. Well, hopefully one day you can feed yourself, and Torke won't have to do that for you. But we need to fix all of it. So, all right. Well, thank you so much. I don't know why I'm thanking you. Maybe it's because you said that, Eris. I'm always fond of Mama's cookies myself, and I'm so glad that I could make them. So thank you for...
Never
that.
tasted them before, but I understand the memory now. Thank you, Torke.
No, you're welcome. I'm going to just leave the spaghetti here on the platter. I don't know if you'll figure out how to use, like, your feet or something.
I hate
but-
spaghetti.
Oh, well, there'll be leftovers. You can have some tomorrow.
And then Torke will just like get up and walk off.
You hear them, like the three voices, are kind of arguing with each other because it seems like Pain is back at full strength, and the other two are trying to subdue him as best they can.
As I come back in and we'll find, obviously I'm going back into where we're going to the dining room, and I'm assuming, Haruko is already starting this table, she's plating and setting. I look for Gideon. Gideon, we may need something better. Secure the me thing. Part me, part whatever.
I think we still have a few more chains left.
Yeah, I think the pain part is maybe stronger now. I don't know.
So we got to finish this quickly then.
That'll or be able to secure better. That's all I know.
Thank you for that, Torke. As soon as I finish this spaghetti, I will address this.
All right. Well, should we get, can we, I guess we need to get everybody here. Should we ring the bell?
But of course. Is everything finished and prepared?
Yes, even garlic bread to go along with it.
Well, hot damn. Ring that bell.
Praecordium, as you're walking towards the ship, you hear the ring of the dinner bell.
We've got to hurry.
Yeah, you go on ahead.
What do you mean?
And I just rush off.
What?
I open the flap of the door and rush off into where the bell is.
Oh, okay. All right, so you're going to dinner.
Yes.
Because you're so quiet, I couldn't hear
I'm
you.
so sorry.
Like,
No, I opened. You ain't supposed to be quiet. You just had like a mic.
Yeah, we need to get a mic in your face. Okay, so yeah, you and Gliz, he says,
You go ahead. I'll catch up.
No, you're coming. It's spaghetti night.
Nah,
Can't be late for spaghetti night.
Hey, look, it's
Everybody gets all the warm stuff.
it's cool. I've eaten a lot of cold spaghetti in my time. Let me tell you. I'll be back.
I thought you said you never had spaghetti before. There's inconsistencies with the baby goblin lore. Like, what's going on here?
Look, I'm a goblin. I say a lot of things I don't mean. Look, just go.
Where are you going?
Just gotta get some stuff.
There are two options of what you're getting. One of which is you're going to get sewer water to rub on your rash, which won't help. The second of which is you're going to get more drugs.
Hey! Come on. Captain said no more drugs. And you said the sewer water is bad for me. It's neither of those things. I promise. You're my friend. And I owe you a
You
debt.
have a life debt.
Yeah.
Are you lying to me right now, please?
Okay, I lied about the spaghetti, but I'm not lying right now.
I roll an insight check.
yeah, go for it.
Maybe he just wants to go home to his kids.
He's
he's
on a different
It's like, I gotta go.
heavenly body.
I gotta go pay my alimony check.
Okay, so he
I
looks
got
up at
10
you,
on my insight.
and you see this a very pure expression, like almost this admiration on his face. His kind of like normally like smirking, slick, sly exterior has mellowed away, and he looks almost bashful.
I promise. Nothing bad. I'll be back in like 10 minutes.
Never forget that this is the day that I trusted you. And if you break my trust, it is very hard to fix that that bridge that has crumbled. Whatever you say in these situations, I've never had friends before.
Okay, neither have I. So, promise.
I'm making this judgment. If friends don't do what they promise, no longer friends.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Shake my hand, even though you'll give me goblin rash on my hand too.
Okay, here you go.
Goodbye, Liz.
See you in a bit.
And he'll skip up.
Just a goblin sewer baby.
Baby. I fucking book it to the spaghetti.
Okay, you book it. You run into the dining area, and spaghetti night is up and in full swing.
Still have a Roush! Nobody come close to me!
Thought she was getting rid of that.
Instead, I did something very bad, and we will talk about it tomorrow.
How bad is it? Because we might need to talk about it right now.
It seemed like it was like a slow burn thing, so I think I'm good for at least a night.
I second that. No one get close to Praecordium, because he might have what we call space cooties.
We call it Greta.
According.
That's the name. Called
Um,
Greta.
Greta.
Yeah.
Oh.
We need the spaghetti now.
Yes, everyone, eat. There's the spaghetti's delicious, and the garlic bread.
And Torque will look at Yue as he hands the garlic bread to her.
Everyone watches Yue.
He takes it and takes a bite, and she instantly dies because she is indeed a vampire.
Oh, she's dead. We did it.
Ah,
One
pasta.
shot kill.
Here comes Yue.
And she's holding her hand over her face. Why is everybody looking at me?
I just want
I'm
to
not
know.
looking at you.
I just want to know if you like it, if it tastes good to you.
It's amazing.
All right.
How'd you make it? I must trade recipes with you.
What are you doing eating before prayer? Our pasta, who often call it draining be your noodles. Thy noodle come, thy sauce be yum, on top of some grated parmesan. Give us this day our holy garlic bread, and forgive us of our trespass, as we forgive those who trample on our lawn. Lead us not to low-carb diets, but deliver us some pizza, for thine is the meatball, and thy noodle and sauce forever and ever. Ramen.
May your holy marinara rain down upon us.
James,
How
I have a
written this
Pastafarian
out?
shirt, by the way, and
It's a
flying spaghetti.
Pastafarian.
I have a flying spaghetti monster, everything. So I'll wear that the next. I'll show it to you guys. So yeah, but I
That's the
have one.
best copy pasta.
Ryan is a Pastafarian.
I am a Pastafarian. Yeah,
Fundamentalist.
believe in the yeah. Just leave it alone. Just chill.
Yeah, that's.
Gonna get myself in
Amen.
trouble.
I love pasta.
Delete the stream, guys.
So yeah, you all start digging in, enjoying Torque's and by extension Haruko's labors. Everything is delicious, perfectly seasoned. The spaghetti is well al dente. It's fantastic. Around halfway through dinner, the door is kicked open, and through the threshold of the door, you will see this giant hot dog.
What?
Hey! Look what I got!
I was wondering where you were.
Is that a hot dog costume?
No, I'm carrying it. I'm just behind it. It's really big.
Holding up this hot dog that's the same size as his body.
Why do you have a giant hot dog?
It's Glizmas.
What is Glizmas?
You don't know what Glizmas is? It's the most special day of the year.
I think he made it up.
Is it
No.
like Festivus?
I don't know what you're talking about, Monkey Man, but this is a glizzy cake.
Is it
That's
gonna
just
give us a
giant hot
rash?
dog that will give everybody a rash.
No,
His
no,
hands
I-
are
I
all on
got-
it.
No,
It's
look,
leaning against his whole body.
it's. I got it on a box, and look, I bought it special.
I don't think anybody should eat this glazed hot dog. I'm not gonna lie.
Come on, I got it from a cake place.
You
They
would
do
be-
like magical cake dressings. Look, it looks like a hot dog, but you cut into it and it's a cake.
Oh, that is actually rather cool. I think we should all eat this.
It's chocolate cake.
Listen,
Oh.
I've already got whatever he has, so like,
Well,
come
I
on,
also,
interested.
on Glizmas we give each other gifts. Well, normally I just give myself gifts, which is a hot dog, and we're not going to talk about the other gifts. Normally a banana peel, but I got you guys these, and he presents to you all like wrapped gifts.
How did you do? It's been like 10 minutes.
Look, I work fast.
Although, where did you get all the money for this?
Don't worry about it.
Could you have bought the lotion?
What?
The lotion in the potion.
Here, open your present.
How rich are you?
I'm a sewer magnate. My
I
family
actually
built the
own these
sewers.
sewers.
Yeah, my family built the sewers. I'm an heir to the sewer system.
I open up this
Liquid gold, baby.
this Glizmas present.
Okay, inside the Glizmas present is a lotion bottle.
Oh boy.
What's inside of it?
What I have gotten is lotion to fix the thing you gave me. Thank
Yeah.
you, Gliz.
You're welcome, buddy.
Very nice of you.
Here, and I got the pretty lady something.
And he extends the gift towards you,
Thank you, Miss. And she opens it up. And what does she find?
Okay. Inside you find a small statue of the goddess Aphrodite.
Thank you.
Yeah, boobies.
Yeah.
I thought you'd like it though, because it's pretty. And you're
It is
pretty.
very beautiful.
And you're pretty.
Thanks.
And she pats
Oh.
him on the head.
Now she has the
Might
rash.
not want to do that. I
No,
don't think
you
you put the lotion on yet.
After she pats him on the head, she automatically extends her head to Praecordium.
There you
And
go.
then uses the spell she has to cure herself of any
Yeah,
of this
see. She,
rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Bless, right?
Bless.
I got something for you, Torque.
Look.
Yes. You didn't have to.
No, I saw it and I thought of you.
Torque will unwrap this thing.
Okay. You open it, and inside is a red fez hat.
Why did this make you think of me?
I think you'd look funny in it. I tried to get some symbols to it,
I'm
but I
not.
couldn't find any.
I'm not a monkey.
Oh, then what are you?
I am a Hadozi.
Oh, well, what now?
Head does on these nuts.
Oh my god.
How does it? How you doing?
No, you're gonna get us got him
So-
again.
Torque is just gonna take the hat and set it on the table, push his plate away, and walk out.
Oh, did I screw up?
Yue chases after Torque.
Oh well.
Oh.
Okay.
Gideon, I saved the best till last.
Dare I ask what?
No, just open it. Just open it.
I will put my gloves back on because I would have taken them off to eat. I put them on, and I unwrap it.
Okay. And inside you see a beautiful, bejeweled set of Tinkerer's goggles.
A Tinker's what?
Goggles.
Goggles.
New set of platinum, bejeweled Tinkerer's goggles.
Wait a minute. He gets platinum, bejeweled Tinker's goggles, and I get a fez cap for a monkey.
Yes.
I got lotion that he gave me the disease, so like I don't want to hear it.
Hey, you
This
also
is
got
the
cake.
worst white elephant party ever.
This is the worst dirty Santa.
Yeah, I would trade.
Yeah, tradesies.
Yeah, so Merry Christmas, everybody. What did you all get me?
I got you your friendship. Torke got you spaghetti. Gideon got you, he's not gonna shoot you in the face. And Yue got you, she's also not gonna shoot you in the face.
Alright.
And you can stay on the ship for the next little leg of our adventure. The next planet we get to, though, I mean, unless you want to stay here. Next planet we go to.
Hey, yeah, you keep me on here, there'll be more cool stuff coming. Could use a new pair of gloves.
No more diseases. Don't bring those.
Oh yeah, I already rubbed myself all up in that lotion. It works.
No more sewer water, at least for the time being, until you're gonna wane off of sewer water and drugs.
I'm not a sewer goblin anymore. I'm a wild space goblin baby.
On that note, I'll go out and check on Torke.
At that moment, everyone goes claymation.
Comforting him.
I'm going to be nice, but if he calls or insinuates I'm a monkey again, I will drop him off the edge of the ship, Gideon. And Yue, I thank you, but I'm not a monkey.
You have never been a monkey. I don't understand the notion of why people keep saying you are. It's absolutely
I'll have a word with him, but I share your sentiment with wanting to drop him off the side of the ship.
Those new goggles on your head.
Yeah, they're kind of fancy. I was not expecting this.
You get those, and I get that thing.
I think we saved the real best present for last, though, because, like I said, we very well may be taking a little trip sometime soon.
All right. Well, that will get me excited.
Yeah.
Maybe we can use the cap that he gave me as the dump bucket for Praecordium's seat.
As you're insinuating that Praecordium goes on the helm, you hear heavy kind of footsteps, not footsteps, more like the creaking of the staircase coming down from the top deck into the cargo hold / dormitorium area where you're all having this conversation. And you see X or Celestian walking down the hallway, and he's got a box that's similarly wrapped. Hey, goblin save present for Glismus. Okay, open or throw out?
Set it on the ground, and I'll open it.
It is 100% a saddle.
Oh no!
Oh god.
Okay. So you open it up, and
Carefully.
inside you see a pair of like pristine quilted oven mitts. Oh.
I'll look over to Torque. I'll put him back in the box and say, "Hey, Torque, this one might be for you." And I'll slide it over to him.
Well, open it. Those are very nice. Maybe, X, maybe you want a hat with a tassel on top of it?
You, Glismus give me?
Yes, if you want one.
Alright. He'll take the hat and put it on his head. Cocks it to the side.
You
Looking
look
cool.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Not bad on you.
Shoot your finger guns and he'll head back off to the top of the ship to keep watch.
Well, I guess
So?
it turned out a merry Glismus after all.
They must have gotten them mixed up. That's all.
It's snowing!
Oh my god.
I'll glance. Can we glance out to see, make sure they're not like they're not like roaming around the deck now?
No, you glance up and you see there is like white specks floating down in the air and landing on the deck.
Liz
like
is at the
exactly-
top.
That's exactly. Dead skin just flying everywhere.
Too much lotion!
No, you can roll me a perception check to see if you can pry anything out of this.
I'll roll one as well, if that's cool.
I haven't rolled all night, so it's kind of odd to...
Well, you should have pissed off a hag. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
A 12
Yeah,
for
that's
me?
the way to go.
19.
19 for Gideon.
Gideon, you see over your heads is it's like a giant spelljammer, but it's shaped like a cannon, and it is currently like firing cannonballs out of the end of it, and it's floating over your ship, and on top of it stands a gift. Ha! 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 Merry Christmas! And the ash coming out of the bombard is the snow that's falling down on the deck of the ship. Single tear
I
comes
hate
to
this.
Chutnoid's eye. That could have been me.
You know, he might be a little shit stirrer, but I gotta give it to him. That glizz, pretty cool little trick up there. Speaking of, who is that git up there flying a cannon?
It's Gordon Byron. My rival.
Do you know him?
Oh, yes. Very well.
I see. Well, hope everyone had a very Merry Glizmas. And you do know tomorrow we're getting right back to work.
Yeah.
But next week, we'll have a happy blue year. With Praecordium at the helm.
Oh, what are we doing? What are we cooking something else tomorrow? That's what you guys do, right? You just stand around and do nothing.
No. We're flying. Right, Gideon?
Correct.
I thought, was there no reason for me to sit on the throne earlier?
Did you ever make it? I thought you had to run out and get the jock itch lotion.
Yes, but wow. No, I mean, like, if we're not doing anything else tonight, are we just gonna go to bed, or
Well, we can fly tonight,
need
if
to
the captain says.
do I need to sleep in the chair? Or, like, what's going on here, Captain?
What time is it now?
It's like 10 o'clock.
Mm.
Yeah, it actually says it's almost 11.
Mhm.
How do you feel about flying during the night, Praecordium?
Depends on how far we're flying.
Wait, it's dark
What is-
out there all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
What-
the sun
what
is
is-
always there, so there's no,
He might be
there's no
sleepy.
like day night. Yeah, exactly. He might be
Yeah.
tired. That's the
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is how long. Where are we going? What is the plan here?
Question for Mr. DM.
Uh-huh.
So, how close is Torque's home planet from where I first met Torque?
Oh.
His home planet is the
It's-
second furthest planet in the system.
It's so far away.
It's just
Like-
about as far as you can go.
Like
And
we
then-
need,
well, no,
we need like a
the-
way
yeah.
bigger ship. We need like we.
Yeah.
The
We
ship
need
is
a lot,
currently
yeah.
not. Well, I don't know if you've revealed the ship's secret, but there's some stuff we need to attend to.
How about where I met Torque?
Even there, you don't think that this ship can go anywhere beyond Toral's orbit currently.
Anywhere beyond the gears of the moon.
All right, good night, everybody. It was a good game. It was nice to see you.
Yeah, it's a way far away.
Mhm.
Super far, and yeah, as you well know, the ship is not currently capable of certain things. Hence your trip on the Arrow of Justice.
I think we would need a little bit more money to be able to either upgrade the ship or buy a bigger one.
Maybe we need a bounty.
Yes. Thinking back to everything with Gnarlclaw and the lead that we had there.
I think Icarus is going to be a little ticked off at us.
Yes,
Yeah, we
maybe
might-
we should find a bounty from someone else who isn't currently mad at us.
Well, we don't know if he's mad at us. If he hasn't found out.
Either way, we should probably stay away from him.
Yes.
But I
Yeah.
like Icarus. It was
Very
your
good chance
idea.
he-
I warned you, Gideon, not to do it.
Yeah.
Very
I
good
sometimes
chance
don't
he
have
is
the
mad.
best ideas. Every now and then I have a stinker of it too, but
It
that's
was
besides the
fun.
point.
And it
Yeah,
was mainly Chutney's fault, and he's dead now, kind of.
Oh God,
I try to cover his ears.
He's not dead.
I'm dead.
No.
Who am I?
In a physical sense, yes. I mean, his body was ripped to shreds. To shreds, you say.
Correct.
Back to the matter at hand. So,
Back to the lecture.
we have options. We can try to continue on our path towards Gnarlclaw, or we can exhaust any avenue we can find about learning more about these bionoids, which, to be honest, I'm
Or-
kinda...
Third option, we could get a different bounty. Maybe one a bit easier than, Brawl's Most Wanted.
I'm leaning toward the second option personally, finding more about the bionoids. Because some of these bounties here ain't worth nothing.
I mean, I'm running low on funds, and when we run low on funds, Torque doesn't have any money to buy food for him to cook, and then everybody's not happy because we're not eating.
Hmm.
This is the most Cowboy Bebop moment we've had as a party so far. I hear they have great steak at Tier 1.
I have 3 gold. That's all I got.
Torque has none.
Yep. So we got 3 none. How you sitting, UA?
I'm sitting on 1 or 2.
1 or 2.
Wow.
I think we need a job, Gideon.
Maybe we could see Luigi.
He'd probably have a lead or two. He's seen some stuff.
Wait.
Head over tonight.
You don't mean the Luigi? Like large Luigi?
Yes, that's a laughing
We ain't
behold.
talking
Know
about
him?
we ain't talking about small Luigi over here.
Oh boy. And what about Mini Mario? Do you know him too?
Oh my god.
That guy's the
No,
worst.
but I'm a medium Wario.
No, there's
He has the best pasta recipes in all of Prague. I figured that's where you got your spaghetti one from.
those are my recipes that I make. Pray.
Well, have you asked Mini Mario for his?
Why would I want his when I'm the better cook?
You can always learn from others.
We can have a cook-off, and I'll prove it.
Well, no, that's not the point. The point is you can learn from him and make yours even better.
How can I learn from him? Am I already better than him?
This is besides the point right
I feel
now.
like that's a really backwards way of thinking about yourself and your life there, Torke. Just saying.
He cannot be a teacher if he is not greater than the student.
So you just refuse to learn anything from anyone because you think you're always right?
No, there are chefs that are better than me.
But you've never even talked to Large Luigi, so how do you know that he
I
isn't
have talked
better?
to him. I've ate his food, and I didn't
mean,
like it.
Mini Mario. He's awesome.
Have you met him?
Yes. No, I haven't met I mean,
How do
you
you
know,
know his food's any good? You
Gideon.
only ate oatmeal before you met me.
Gideon, we discussed this. At exhaust. Yes, I met
Broke the
Mini
bro code.
Mario. Let's move past this.
But you never ate
yeah, so back
anything
to
except
the-
for oatmeal until I showed you.
Yes, and I did never eat anything besides oatmeal. That's correct.
So if
Wink, wink, Gideon.
Y'all done now? Y'all done?
Yes.
maybe.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. But yes, Luigi might have a pretty good lead on a bounty. 'Cause yeah, you have a point there. I could use a few more pieces of gold in my pockets.
I think we all could.
Speak up, Yue. What'd you say?
I think we all could.
Mm-hmm.
Torque just needs money to buy food. That's all I need. I don't care
Green.
about the rich stuff and things. I just need all the good spices would go a long way.
I mean, it's only 10 o'clock. The Laughing Beholder is probably bustling by now.
Mm-hmm. We can go by and pay the visit. Who wants to come along?
Well, I'm down to
I
go.
would be glad to. Praecordium, are you going to stay or come with us?
No, I'm coming. I want to meet Large Luigi.
Will Mini Mario be joining us too?
I don't know. I'm not in control of Mini Mario's life.
I did tell a bit of a fib. I do have 5 gold coin in my pocket. Not
You
intentional.
just hold on to that.
It wasn't intended.
Yeah, just hold on to it.
I think we'll need a
Alright.
bit more than 5.
I had like 10 in there, and I was like, I've spent the 5 that I had for food the last time I bought all the stuff, but Torque's never carry anything.
All
So-
right. While we're gone off the ship, I'll look over to X and say, "You're in charge," which even I am kind of shocked I'm saying that.
Maybe we should bring X with us. The last time we didn't bring X with us.
I say
Well,
we try out Ninja Girl.
Frey and I didn't bring him, and then we. had
I want to come. I want to come. I want to come. I want to come. I wanna
Character
come.
select.
Have you
Character
dropped all the-
select. Ninja Girl.
Me.
Did you prep everything for tomorrow?
Yes.
Yes. You saw how good I am with knives. I'm like, whoosh, 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 whoosh.
It's the captain's call.
Switch out Goofy for
There's
Ninja
just
Girl.
a pair of hands to carry back some more groceries.
Can I come?
Justin.
I got that reference.
Yeah,
I got that reference. That's good.
we need to get in the gummy ship.
Yep. It's literally the gummy ship.
All right, so we need to have someone here to watch the ship. And I think X might be our best bet since he's been with us the longest.
All right.
Plus, with our trianoid friend over there, I don't want them to get any funny ideas, and the only one that could probably stop them would be X.
X can't stop them.
We can certainly try.
Um,
Better.
But X
over
most
than
certainly is gonna give it to them if they try.
My
But-
name's Celestian.
But first
Sorry,
they're gonna drop,
Celestian.
and then they're gonna roll, and it's
X
all
is
gonna
my
be a
villain
mess.
name.
Yes, Celestian. But Gideon, we should chain up the trinoid, chutnoid, bionoid.
If they're not already chained up, what are we doing here?
Well, they are.
They-
but we
They
should
just
do
need
more.
reinforcements.
They're in there tight. Don't worry. I ain't going nowhere.
Hmm.
Whoa.
Whoa.
All right, so that.
Look at that raid.
Oh.
Hello.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Welcome
whoa.
to the
Hello.
the raidees from Vancouver by night. Thank you very much for the raid.
Wow,
Glad
amazing.
to have you. All right.
Awesome.
Okay.
So that leaves the matter of Gliz and our ninja friend over here.
We got to bring the ninja.
I have to come. Please? I've heard so much about this large Luigi, but I've never been allowed to meet him.
Fine. And
She
Gliz.
squeals in glee. Excited.
Yeah, me too.
Gliz, though, I must make sure that you don't do anything silly, and we can't get Luigi aggravated at all. Understood?
Maybe it's best if Gliz doesn't come, because
No.
he will probably make large Luigi very angry.
What? No,
Or
I'll bring him. I'll bring him a Glizmas present.
No,
No, I don't
No.
think you would appreciate the Glizmas present.
no Glizmas prison. No.
You can always sit in the helmsman's chair.
No.
No,
Oh
he
yeah, that's a good
cannot.
idea.
No, he cannot.
I actually
Celestian,
don't
how do you
know.
feel about watching over Gliz as well?
Gliz, Gliz, how about you sit in next to the trinoid and watch them and make sure that they don't leave. If you want to talk to them, only talk to Harris, not Payne.
All right.
Or you can talk to
Whatever.
Chutney too.
Don't worry. We'll keep an eye on him. He
You are
not
the
going
best.
nowhere.
Much appreciated, Celestian.
We got double rated.
I feel like Celestian
crazy.
and Torque need to get a secret handshake at some point or something like. You know,
Yeah, like
I feel like we should
the bro
visit
shake.
Vancouver and think Vancouver.
yeah. Okay, so you guys like double fist palm.
Yeah.
Your muscles bulge like in Rocky. Mhm. Okay, so you guys make your way to Large Luigi's, and this small but incredibly prosperous tavern is, as Praecordium predicted, bumping. It's around 11 p.m. by the time you arrive at the Laughing Beholder, and the proprietor is handling this incredibly lively crowd with his utmost and renowned grace. He's shooting tankards of ale, plates of Mini Mario's famed marinara pasta, all across the restaurant using his telekinetic eye rays, whilst keeping an eye on the entire room as to snuff out any spark of insurrection in his bar. No shenanigans will be had while the beholder watches. Hey, look who came! It's been a long time, Gideon. Talk. How you doing?
Doing well. Always a pleasure to see you, Large Luigi.
Yeah. Can I get you a Marzen? It's your favorite, right?
I think we're good for now. We just had Glismus dinner.
Oh, you don't wanna drink?
Yeah, we got just kidding. We need to remember, we always have to accept a drink from Luigi.
Won't have it no other way.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Think of it as how Justin would want it. And Marzen comes over and lays down in front of you, Gideon.
Who's this Justin fella?
Don't worry about it.
Well, cheers.
Cheers. What are you having, Torke?
Just an ale, holding good. Tall.
Hey, all right. Okay, tall one. The Cath's own spiral. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yes. And then this is UA. I would assume UA would probably like something in a fancy glass.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, it doesn't have to be fancy so long as it's tea.
All right. You want me to make it Irish?
Irish.
You want alcohol in it? Well, that's not what Christina would say. And a cup, like a pot of tea and some cups float down in front of you. Now, what about you, Pray?
How do you know my name?
What Luigi
think
don't
we-
know ain't worth knowing.
He's got a point.
Look, you're just as suspicious as James. Just get it on. What do you want?
Why are you name dropping?
If you have all this special knowledge of my name, tell me what I want. I'm thinking of it right now.
You want to talk?
How'd you know?
What'd I just say, huh? There you go. Boom. And some pasta? You already have pasta. You don't want no more pasta.
No, but we could use it some work.
Oh, yeah. Well, how about that? I just got the thing.
What thing?
The work that you're looking for. Luigi always provides what his best customers be needing.
Lay it on us.
All right. Mario, get out of here. Hey, you don't get to talk to me like that. Pipe down. You gabagoo. And a mind flayer wearing a white chef's hat comes walking out. of
He's like
the
a
kitchen.
he's like half the size of a normal mind flayer, right?
Yeah, he is only about 3.5 feet tall with the hat. The hat's about 6 inches. Yeah. These the bozos gotta find my recipe book. Yeah. That's the one. That's the one, Mario. The one that you lost. The one that you claim has been stolen. Oh yeah. Well, I was making pasta as I do, and I turn around, it's gone. Just gone. Like that. Boom.
This in your recipe book, eh?
Yeah. And it's got more than just recipes in it. It's got all of Large Luigi's brewing tips. The best ale in the multiverse. Whole damn secrets. Yeah, and you went and lost it, didn't you? You stupid tentacle face. Hey, what you call tentacle face, you big-eyed monster?
You haven't seen you haven't seen a little goblin running around, right, with a rash?
Goblin running around with a rash. You mean Gliss?
Yeah, just making sure he wasn't in here and didn't.
Nah, he's still on the ship.
No, I mean before.
Oh, no.
Right. If you know who Gliz is, you know that he has a rash, and you know he's on the ship. Wouldn't you know where his book is?
Recipe book is?
Am I the one asking the questions here? Am I the one giving you work? Is that not what you wanted?
Well, sorry.
Yes.
Fair.
Gotta be smart.
What
I'll show
information
you
can you give us
smart.
about the book?
Mr. Justin, huh? Listen to me.
Of course, Lars Weasley, but what information can you give us about your recipe book? Like, where might we possibly find it, or any kind of leads?
Oh, my recipe book, Mario's pasta, my drinks, they're the talk of the town. You know, the most valuable jewel in our crown. Anyone who is anyone in the culinary industry would be dying to have it.
Where did
You know
where
what?
did we eat dinner the first episode?
The Man of War.
Yeah, the Man of War.
Fate is a fickle thing. What if it's at the Man of War?
What if it is? What if it ain't?
Look, he knows where it is. Look, you can tell in his eye, and he's on board.
His eyes?
Say something about my eyes, huh?
He's got multiple.
Pray.
Yeah.
Pray. We don't.
I got 11.
Don't. Pray. Don't.
Got extra ones.
Yeah, what I was saying about your eyes is how awesome they are. Just like I was
Yes,
telling
sir.
this lady how beautiful she was earlier.
Yeah, just like how your head is nice. And not too big.
Pray.
You dare.
Pray.
Speaking of,
Torque will like
Hey,
grab Prey and
What's
pull
wrong
him
with
away.
you tonight, Luigi? You're in a bad mood, man. Bad mood? I'm never in a bad mood.
Rambunctious.
I'm just grabbing and dragging Praecordium away a little bit.
We don't talk about his eyes. Pray.
So that I'm doing a sidebar over there.
Right, I won't talk about his eyes as long as he doesn't say anything more about my big head.
But you call it big head.
I'm allowed to call it big.
All right. Well, fine. And let's just be quiet. Let Gideon talk. But I think it's a good idea about the Man of War. We know the doorman there.
Yeah. Let's do some investigating.
Maybe there's a time for Dylan and Bob.
I think you're on to something.
All right.
Stop posting images of my huge head in chat.
Everyone spam the big head.
His new name is
I summon the big
Praecordium.
heads into the chat.
Praecordium. New nickname. Praecordium.
Bob and
Dylan,
Dylan shall return.
Well, it's good to see you today, Gideon. I'm glad you looked in the desk. About time.
your knowledge is very scary. I'm not gonna lie.
Ah, you used to it. I'm always like this.
Yeah. Oh, one more question for you. Have you seen any chefs around town eating here recently?
Oh yeah, all the big chefs coming here. You know, I just don't know what would possess someone to try and steal from me. You know, I'm just a good law-abiding beholder, and I don't know what I do to provoke none of it. Well, actually, I do know, but that would make a fun story, would it?
Gideon.
What you want? What you want, Torque?
Ask him about our friend on the ship. There are
What
three.
do you want me to
friends.
ask about him?
The three friends.
That's 3 in 1.
3 for 1 special.
Yes.
One more question for you, Luigi.
Yeah.
Since you scarily happen to know what's going on my ship, what do you think about someone called Chutney?
You know, that was a weird one.
What are the information which you happen to know about how they're made?
Look, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I give you that, Gideon. You're a sly one. You are. You always thinking. You're very smart. Yeah, you really embodying all of that Justin energy. Now, what I want to say is, don't worry about it.
You gotta do this one on your own. Can't bail you out this time.
You don't have to bail me out. Just a little crumb of information.
All right. What are we if not old friends, huh? Nobody knows better than Icarus. He might be mad at you, but he knows.
Oh, we're so screwed.
Good to know.
And on that note,
Perhaps.
I'm going to end the stream. Thank you, everybody. It's been Large Luigi.
Large Luigi!
You get
Did he say how much? Did he say how much we'd get for the bounty?
Oh, he didn't say anything.
No, he didn't say anything. We can discuss that next session. I just thought it'd be funny to have, the beholder who is totally self-aware of everything in the universe end the stream, because that would be pretty funny. Yeah.
Fair.
So, a Merry Glismas to you all. Have a great time this upcoming Saturday if you celebrate. Wish you all good tidings. We will see you before the new year, though. We are planning to stream next week, barring no issues. And we look forward to tracking down the miscreant who stole Large Luigi's recipe book on the next episode. Does anybody have anything they'd like to say? Obviously, I want to give another huge shout out to Vancouver by Night for giving us that raid. That was really awesome. If you liked what we did here, please get in touch. I will attempt to get in touch via my own channels. But that was really awesome. Okay. Ryan, any news? Any movement? Any secrets to reveal?
Nothing on the national scale. I mean, some local things, so those are fine. But still looking forward to hopefully landing the Kelly and the Gator. So we'll see how that goes. Keep an eye on that.
Land that big Gator. Yeah. Justin, any new shows in the pipeline, or are we still waiting on another production?
Nothing that I could really share at the moment, but I've definitely been sending out audition tapes and whatnot. I'll leave it at that.
Nice.
Yeah, but I just want to wish everyone happy holidays, whatever you observe, whatever you celebrate. Hope it's everything you could ever hope for and wish for.
Yeah, don't worry. Glizzle Claws will provide on Christmas Day. James, any parting notes?
No, I'm keeping my thing secret still.
Still?
Nasir was angry at me, saying that I need to tell people because he's been excited for it. But I'm keeping it secret. I think maybe next week we'll talk about what's.
I think
going
you have
on.
to do it next week. You have to.
All right. Yep. And for those of you who are interested in getting your art done, Christina, as always, her commissions are currently available. So
Yeah, just DM me.
yeah, Nephilim Digital Artworks in the server. If you haven't already, please look below for our other social media profiles and channels. Please do join us in the server. We are incredibly active in there, and we would love to chat with you. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. A Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. See you all next week. Good night, hey!
Good night.
Hey.